Anybody know what time it is? Crockett, you know what time it is?
4:55 in the morning.
4:55 in the morning. Why would anybody get up at 4:55 in the morning?
I don't know, unless it was something they were really excited for.
You're not excited for what we're about to do, are you?
No, I'll go shoot guns all day. No, it's just something we have to do.
That's just part of life today. It's just part of
life.
Part of what we deal with. Hey my friends, this is Lay Boy Scout here with Cr0cket20. We just got off our front sight courses, the 2-day pistol for you and the 2-day shotgun for me. And we're going to give recaps in separate videos, so stay tuned on my channel and Cr0cket20's for those recaps, both of the 2-day and the 2-day pistol and the 2-day shotgun. But this video is specific to the gear we brought for those courses, sort of our front sight EDC.
Right.
Now, he already did his for his channel, so if you haven't seen it yet, go on over to Cr0cket20's channel and check out the gear you might want to bring to front sight for a 2-day handgun course. And what I brought for my 2-day shotgun course, I mostly have draped on me right now, and I'm going to go through and talk about what all this stuff is. Let's start with the gun. Here's my Remington 870. This is the gun I've been shooting for quite a long time. Put a Black Hawk strap on it. The sling is very cheap and very basic, and it was all I needed for that class.
Was it necessary?
Yes, it was. You absolutely need a sling on your shotgun for that class. And the teacher made a point of saying that we don't like to have slings on our shotguns because they dangle and swing around when we're trying to manipulate it. It's not a lot of fun. It's not really useful until you need to put it on your shoulder, and then it's absolutely necessary. And in a class, you're putting it on your shoulder and taking it off your shoulder constantly. So you absolutely have to have a sling on your shotgun, and it does not have to be an expensive one. Once again, I probably paid 10 bucks for this Black Hawk sling, and it did perfectly fine. Don't need to say a lot about what I've done to the Remington 870 because it's not really pertinent to the class, so we'll just leave it at that. That's the gun that I ran. Now, we will talk about the bandolier that I have right here, one that I bought from Botash Tactical, that I did not use at all. Not once. Didn't even take it out of my backpack. Some of you guys were going to be curious about that because I did do a video where I talked about the 123 round shotgun bandolier that I planned to take down to front sight. I did take it down. I never put it on. So there's that. What I did use instead was this belt that I'm wearing right now, which is, I don't know, some sort of an army belt. It's got a nice little polymer clasp right here. And it's just kind of a nylon belt, a web belt of some sort. Very supportive, very strong, and very useful for what I was doing. And what I was doing was basically keeping my shells in pouches on this belt. I also have a Leatherman charge right here that I think I took out once to start helping a guy fix something on his gun, kind of helped to extract a round out, but he got it fixed without that. So never really had to use it, but I was glad I had it. However, the pouch on this side is a roly-poly by Maxpedition, and that was extremely useful. I highly recommend a roly-poly for this class. You don't have to have one of these outer belts for it. You could easily sling this on whatever belt you're wearing.
What I would say is one of the most valuable things I found in my course, that was the pistol course versus the shotgun course, was a Maxpedition roly-poly, and I think it's that exact one.
Yeah. So
it's very versatile and very handy.
Oh, absolutely. Extremely versatile. If you do any kind of shooting, get yourself a roly-poly pouch because it serves so many roles so well.
Yeah.
But that's not the only pouch I had. I had one more on this side, and I'll try to bring it around. This is one thing I did like about having this belt on, is that I could swing these pouches around to the back if I wasn't using them right away, and get them out of the way of my gear, out of the way of my arms. So I could swing this roly-poly back around if I wasn't using it right away. And this other pouch, which is made by Condor, I think, and it's just a very generic sort of big dump pouch that I used for other shells. But having a belt like this to be able to sort of swing them out of the way when you need to is pretty useful. So a little tidbit there. But it was also pretty useful to have two pouches rather than just one, because at times I would have buckshot over here, and then maybe we were working on a failure drill, so I would have to put some expended shells in this one right here and have those at the ready. So,
and you work different types of shells too, right?
Absolutely. We had An interesting thing that I'll talk about this a little bit in my recap, but we had birdshot, we had buckshot, and we had slugs. It really came down to two different types, and the birdshot and the buckshot were somewhat interchangeable. But yeah, it was important to be able to separate my my shot from my slugs, because we were at certain ranges where slugs were absolutely not okay, or at other ranges where slugs were perfectly fine. And so it was good to sort of know where your slugs were versus where your shot was. I'll talk about the ammo real quickly. Got a couple boxes that I saved. We've got the Cr0cket20. I think this is the, yeah, I think it's the reduced recoil buckshot. So I brought down 100 rounds of this stuff. That was the buckshot that I used. Then I used Cr0cket20 slugs as well. And I think those might be reduced recoil as well. Anyway, they worked out just fine. Everything ran pretty much flawlessly. Some Rio Royal buck, which I've shot before. I know it runs really nicely. Shot a little bit of that interchangeably with the other buckshot with the Cr0cket20. And lastly, some Remington game loads. That's my birdshot that I ran. And it was great. This is some of the best stuff that I've ever run through my 870. I'm definitely going to shoot some more of this.
How's your shoulder?
How's my shoulder? Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Not too bad. I think I'll feel it tomorrow. But right now I'm feeling okay. I can sleep on it for sure. I'm not going to need any ibuprofen right away. Next, before it gets too dark here, and it's getting dark quickly, a hat which folds out and covers my neck, which you've seen in some other shooting videos. The shirt is a Salt Creek shirt by High Tech. I really like it. The pants are True Spec 24/7s.
Is this a synthetic?
It is nylon, 100% nylon. So keeps me cool, keeps me covered. Really like it. And also these pants are, I think, poly cotton. Anyway, great pants. I've never sat down and done a review of them. Just buy them. Just buy them. That's the review. Next, the ear protection. Same as Cr0cket. I use the Howard Light. It's about the best you can get for the money. The Howard Light ear protection. Really love it. It does a great job. And it's perfect for front sight.
Oh, I was going to say on mine, I'll just throw it in yours.
Sure.
I did find them uncomfortable, kind of, at the end of the day, but having worn them literally almost all day long, they weren't bad at all. I think you put anything on your ears that long, and you're like, oh, it feels good to take it off. But
yeah.
I'd highly recommend those. In fact, I'm going to go buy another pair.
Yeah, I probably will do that eventually for my wife. Lastly, I think the elbow pads and knee pads, which are Hellstorm elbow pads and knee pads by Blackhawk. Pretty cost effective, totally comfortable. Well, as comfortable as elbow pads and knee pads can be, I think, for a shotgun course or almost any other use. I've had the knee pads for longer than the elbow pads, but honestly I was happy with both of them. Gear wise, yeah, just happy with everything I brought. The knife, in case you're interested, was the Benchmade Griptilian 550, I think. Also a great knife. Used it occasionally, but not for anything really serious. There's a handful of other things that I carry for my normal EDC that I probably had on me, but I won't bother talking about that, as this is really more a video about sort of the range EDC, right. The gear that we brought to use at the range. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go over to Cr0cket20's channel and watch his range EDC, his frontside EDC. I'm Late Boy Scout.
Cr0cket20.
See ya.
Lots of fun.